Good evening, everybody. I'd like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Jacksonville North Pulaski School District will be the model school district where every learner is valued and empowered to become a successful, contributing member of society. It's our mission to foster a culture of ownership and accountability through partnerships that create multiple pathways for success. Mr. Moore, would you call the roll, please?
Sure will. Carl Estelle is not present. Daniel Gray.
Here.
Ava Coleman.
Present.
Jim Moore present. Ron McDaniel.
Present.
Dina Tony is not here. Lauren Martin.
Here.
And Laura Walker.
Here.
Okay.
All right. You'll join me as we stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. First item I've got here is a report, special presentation. Dr. O.
Yes, good evening, board. In line with the New Learns Act, the district leaders have to present a data report to you all each month. And so Dr. Walker will come forth to present our data report for the month of August.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In front of you, you should have the link to the data presentation. But as Dr. O has said, it's Act 425, and it's something that we will have to do each month. And so the discussions that we've had is that either it will be an actual presentation or a link in the board agenda for you to view and then ask us any questions that you may have. If you take a moment and just...
Everybody got the link? Page 12, and then the link will bring up the PowerPoint.
There's the Act 1082, and it talks about the various levels of support that's provided to districts. And we are in level 4, which is what we consider directed support. That's where 50% or more of our scholars are in need of support based upon the ACT Aspire in the area of reading. So what comes with that direct support is DESE meets with us. The curriculum team is a part of that. Dr. O is a part of that. And we establish goals. And those goals are centered around reading and data trends. So if you go to the very next...
Can I ask you, what is DESE?
Oh, I'm sorry. Department of Education, Elementary and Secondary. It's the Arkansas Department of...
So ADA, Arkansas Department of Education is now DESE.
It's DESE now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Y'all change acronyms on us, didn't they? Not y'all, but we, the state, did.
Okay. So if you take a moment and look at the very first one, it's the JNPSD reading trend data. And it's showing you the 3 years. So if you look at 2020, 21, it's showing us that 57% of our scholars are in need of support based upon the ACT Aspire. And then in 21, 22, we were at 55%. So we are slowly, very slowly making growth. And then 22, 23, we are at 51% in need of support. We still have a long ways to go, but as you can see, we're making those small steps. And I'll share with you in just a few minutes some of the things that we are putting in place to address these needs. If you go to the next page, it is the trends by cohort. So what you have to look at is when you look at that data, if you look at the very first one, and it says last year's third graders. Well, in 2032, this cohort will be that graduating class. So there are 2, it's grade, and then it's the year that they would be a graduating senior. So the first year, the third graders, this was their first year to test. So 61% of those scholars are in need of support. And then we go down to fourth grade, and you can see where they're at 46%. And if it's noted green, that means that the previous year, their score was higher. So the previous year, fourth graders were 65% in need of support, but then they dropped to 46%. So we are trending in the right direction, and that's why that's green. And the same thing for fifth grade, the previous year, and so forth. So if you look at sixth grade, you can see where that one did not move a whole lot. And so we are still working to kind of address that area. So, any questions about the cohort and the number or percentage of students that are in need of support? I'll just take just a quick moment and share with you some of the things that we are putting in place. We have worked several years, the curriculum team, and looking at a viable curriculum, putting it in place, working with our teachers and principals to monitor that to ensure that it's being implemented with fidelity in the classrooms. We also have applied for several grants, and what comes along with those grants is support through the various companies that work with our teachers to help train them. Also, we have partnered, and I'm excited, several of you were at the city here today. They are putting tutors in our schools, and we're starting at Jacksonville Elementary, so that's going to be a support for our scholars as well. We also have partnered with Peer Network, and they are working with our teacher leaders and equipping them with strategies and building capacity so that they can come back and support the other teachers in the building. And we also have instructional facilitators in our building, and they support teachers looking at the curriculum, unpacking the curriculum, modeling for them, and providing that additional support. That's just a few of the things that we're implementing. We have various programs that we use. You all have heard us talk about Lexia, and we do see student growth as we are implementing that program and working with our scholars. Are there any questions about this particular report?
Dr. Walker, on the city program that we went to this morning, we have plans for doing that in the other elementary schools later on or within the next year or so?
We have talked about that. I think when we first started talking, we were thinking about just Jacksonville Elementary and then moving it up possibly to the middle school because that was our greatest need.
Yeah.
And it was just at this particular time, based upon funding, that was in the number of tutors that were available. That's why we were not able to move to the next level. But that I call it, this is our first phase, and we are going to go to the second phase.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Walker.
And the next item I've got is legal update on. All right, facilities update. Good evening.
Thank you, Blaine, WR. My standpoint, everything seems to be going pretty well.
No.
Matthew Swain, WR.
A little bit.
From our standpoint, everything's going pretty well on the construction. We're still working with RDOT to get the permits resolved for BioMeDuct, and made a little progress on that this week. We got a letter back from them saying that we could need to do additional loop distance on the internal site parent drop-off loop there. So that's a good thing. So now that's movement from them at least. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm taking one here with Baldwin and Shell. We'll start on with the middle school addition. That one is complete. I believe they're just working on a couple minor floor polish touch-ups and then working on getting it fully open for you guys for the school year. For BioMeDuct, they're working on hanging structural steel in area 1 this month. The slab's complete in that area. Area 2, the slab's complete in there. The footings are done in the gym area. They are, all of their precast panels are erected. They're working on welding it out and tying that all together. For area 3, the pre-engineered metal building structure, main structure is up. They're working on getting a roof on area 3. They're starting to hang the pre-engineered in area 4. Area 5 will start erecting after area 4 is complete. The bus roof undercut is complete. The water main and fire loop are complete, and they started the rest of the site utilities providing those. On Miles Taylor, was kind of about the same, honestly. We've got structural steel going up in area 1 and area 2. Our precast panel erection has begun. We're about halfway through it. The rain today kind of slowed us down, but that will be complete by the end of the month. Area 3, again, pre-engineered metal building is standing. We're starting the roofing on area 3. Our area 4 is also standing. Roofing will start in that area this month as well. Pre-engineered metal building in area 5 is also going up this month. For our site work, the bus roof undercut is complete. We're working on storm drainage down both sides currently. The demo of the building that we discovered in the parking lot, that demo started today. And then we will be able to finish that parking lot. We are also going to be patching that road scheduled for the week of open house so that it is ready and good to go. As for the old middle school demo, they're about 70% complete with the demo on that one. That's all I have. Do you have any questions for us?
Thank y'all.
I was going to ask you about the building out there that was discovered, and I see that they did start on it.
Yes, we did start taking it down.
Good deal.
That's Mr. Lester's clubhouse, wasn't it?
That's where he went to school.
Well, thank y'all very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, next item, we've got our district report. Dr. Owen.
There's not a PPC report, but for my report, just a reminder or just notification, you all have a bag on at your seat. You have some items in there from the curriculum instruction team, as well as, I believe, a card from Melissa. But you also have a text that we're using for the district-wide book study. And so everyone, all of your administrators in the district are covering that book this year to guide our practice and making sure that we continue to enhance our leadership capacity throughout the district. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Also, a reminder that we did have the city year press conference this morning. That went well. We are looking forward to the great impact that city year will have on our young people. We'll have 7 core members there full time. And just a personal report on that. You know, I was a high school principal when I first met city year, and we were on academic distress. And after 2 years with city year, we were removed from academic distress at the high school. So I know firsthand the work that they do. So we're looking forward to the work that they will do with our young people at JES. Tomorrow, we have another press conference with Unity Health as we announce the Academy partnership, which is going to be great because they'll partner with the Health Academy portion, but also our culinary students will also benefit from the partnership because Unity Health is looking for dietitians. And so we're going to partner with in that area as well. And so we're looking forward to that partnership and more importantly, the opportunities that partnership will bring to our scholars. Lastly, district convocation, just a reminder, we will have our district convocation next Monday at 8:30 a.m. at Jacksonville High School Auditorium. So we're looking forward to a great time there. That concludes my superintendent's report.
Very good. Any questions for Dr. Owen?
I have a question about the Jacksonville Legacy Walk. I think I talked to you about it. Did you give me any information on when the wall will be put up so we can start the process of?
Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. So I wanted to see if we could have a workshop or we can do it during a board meeting, but to get an idea of the structure that you want for the wall, the memorial or the recognition wall that will go near the flag post. That's the last thing. I will say that we've had 74 bricks completed yesterday. They're waiting to be picked up. So everyone who has ordered a brick, those will be installed in the next week or so. So the next step would be the board decided, going through the process that you voted on for the recognition, and then of course how that wall or monuments will look. I think when we first talked with Russ provided a few examples of individual pillars or wall, and so that decision will need to be made, and we can move forward with that. But I didn't want to make that decision without your input.
Well, that was originally in the whole structure setup, was that it was going to be a legacy wall, and we would select people to go on that wall that contributed to where we are today.
Yes, sir.
And we got a lot of people that have done that, and they're not getting any younger.
All right. Yes, sir. You're right. It was on there when we had it constructed, and I spoke with Patrick Schroeder at Baldwin and Shell, that they were waiting to get the final okay with actual what the memorial or the recognition wall would look like. And so that's where we are right now. Okay. So we'll just need to know how you want it set up, and then how we'll place the names.
Why don't we just, I think we can cover that at September's meeting instead of a special meeting. Why don't we just request WER Baldwin Shell or just kind of give us some refresher options on finalizing that, and we can look at some pictures and talk about it then.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And that's all for the reports. So next item we've got is consent agenda. We've got the minutes of the July 10th meeting, assistant superintendent's reports, and then also the financial report. Is anything on that list need to come out for discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented in the handouts.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Here. Yes.
What just happened? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Okay. That passes unanimously. All right, next item we've got are the student handbook proposals.
Yes, sir. Last month, you all were presented with the proposal for review, and this month we're bringing it to you for the recommendation to approve those proposals for 23-24 academic school year.
Okay, that's on page 29 of the packet. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent on the handbook changes or additions.
Okay, got a motion. Do I hear a second? Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously as well. Legal transfer request is the next item.
Yes, sir. According to the new legislation, parents who submit the transfer application shall have 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, to present to the board. And so I'm not sure if we have any parents in the audience who are, and so they have that opportunity to present. So I'm not sure if you want to hear from the parent that's here first and then go item by item.
No, we can, go ahead, ma'am, if you want to come forward and present. If you'll state your name, let me.
I'm Denisha Wicker. My daughter is Jasmine Wicker.
Hold on just a second then. Which number are we? Number one. Okay, very good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this was our first year here at the school. My daughter was in the 7th grade. She has never been in a fight. My daughter been in 4 at the school. She was bullied. She was picked on because she was a new girl. The girls that she got in a fight with, if they friends liked her, they didn't like her, they fought with my daughter. Her safety was like my priority. And I felt unsafe for my daughter being at the school. I mean, security had to bring my daughter home because she almost got beat up on the bus by 20 girls. They chased my daughter down in the school. Every time we went to the school board, I felt like he was
he was making fun of my daughter, like he was picking at my daughter because she was the only one that they was doing it with. All the videos showed that she was getting smacked in the face. Girls walked up to her, smacked her in the face. Of course, my daughter wanted to take up herself. A girl chased her down in the hallway, got on top of my daughter. My daughter tried to fight, fought her back. It was like she was trying to protect herself, but I feel like he was coming at me and my daughter because she was coming so much to the court. And I just want to get her out of here and put her somewhere else where I feel safe for my daughter. Because if these same girls go to this school this year and my daughter go, I feel like she's going to fight again and we're going to have the same issue. She got expelled. My daughter has never been expelled out of school before. And if nobody can't guarantee me that this is not going to happen, these girls not going to try to fight my daughter this year, I just want to get her out and try to put her somewhere else. If I have to homeschool her, it's fine with me. I don't care. I just want to pull her out. I want to have my daughter where she's safe. She got to the point she didn't want to get up. She did not want to go to school. The principal even felt bad for my daughter, felt unsafe for my daughter to go to school. When they asked the people, should she be expelled? I said yes. Even the principal said yes for her safety. She did not feel right. Like I said, it was 3 times the security people had to take my daughter home to keep these girls from not beating up my daughter. They hurt my daughter the last time. And I don't want that. I mean, she's about to be 14. And if I can't bring her, if she can't come to school and I can't feel safe with her being at school, I'd rather be at home with me.
Thank you. I will say the superintendent's recommendation is to approve all the transfers.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any questions? Thank you, ma'am.
I
Appreciate
thank
you.
y'all have a great day.
I think, unless there's objection, we've got 8 requests. Some of these are out, some of these are in. So I would just say if the recommendation is all the same, to approve, I would entertain a motion.
I would like to approve the superintendent's license. I jumped it up there. I want to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
Got a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation. Do I hear a second? Got a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, next item we've got is the 23-24 curriculum approval.
Yes, sir. According to legislation, each year, the school district board of directors shall annually adopt and implement the written curriculum for the school year that's aligned with the Arkansas academic standards for the operation of the school district. So that's before you, and the recommendation is to approve the 23-24 curriculum as presented.
All right, very good.
I'll make the motion to accept that recommendation from the superintendent for the curriculum and instruction for this 23-24 year.
All right, we got a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next item we've got is personnel, and I do see an addendum before us. So before we get to that, I'd entertain a motion to approve the addendum addition to the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the addendum to the personnel section.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. So we've got the original list of personnel along with the addendum. Any discussion on personnel will need to be held in executive session. Is there a desire, or do I hear a motion to approve as presented? Got a motion to approve as presented and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right, next item I've got is a student disciplinary action. I believe we have one contested student disciplinary hearing this evening. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm looking for Mr. Smith now.
Okay. Well, then I'll tell you what we'll do.
Mr. Smith?
Do we have hearing this evening?
We have one scheduled. We've tried to schedule this one several times since I'm certified mail. that notified them if they failed to appear, the board would take the recommendation in their absence.
Are all the parties present?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, no. All right, so is the packet in our,
It is.
grade 7? Okay. All right. Everybody find the proper expulsion summary?
Mr. Smith, for clarification, this student expulsion is for 2 semesters. So they were out in the spring and they'll be out in the fall and come back in the spring.
And that's by virtue of the difficulty.
Understood.
Make a motion to approve superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes unanimously. So I believe the next item on our agenda is Mr. McDaniel.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank y'all very much.
Yeah.